Hey everyone, it's DarkStar here with a quick video on the basic rules of blackjack. This is a good video for really just about anybody. Even if you think you're pretty familiar with the game of blackjack, it's not a bad review. If you're not already an expert player, an advanced player, you may not realize all of the details of this game. For example, do you know that different casinos have different rules for blackjack? If you don't, then you're a good candidate for this video. I'm just going to go through the basic rules of the game. The basic object of the game of blackjack is to get as close to 21 without going over as you can. Okay? You're going to start off with 2 cards, and you can either hit, which means take an additional card, or stand, which means that you are good with your hand. So you signal hit or stand. Those are the 2 basic moves. Hit means you want another card. Stand means you're good. Okay? Remember, as close to 21 without going over. If you get 21 with the first 2 cards, which would be the case if you had a 10 and an ace. Ace is worth either 11 or 1. So 10, and if you treat the ace as 11, you have 21. 10s are the 10s that you see, the number 10, of course, card, as well as jack, queen, and king are all 10s. Okay, so in blackjack, a king is not worth more than a jack. 10, jack, queen, king are all worth 10, and the ace is either 11 or 1, however you want to use it. So in other words, let's say you had an ace and a 7 and a 5, right? So if you treat the ace as 11, you have 18 plus 5 is 23, right? That's over 21. So then in that case, you would treat the ace as a 1 so that you don't go over. So you can manipulate that ace however you wish. Let's just go through the game. I'll explain the rules as they go. It'll be easier that way. So the dealer's going to take, let's say this is a shoe game. Okay, there's different types of games. Some are handheld games where you have 1 deck, 2 decks, and they hold them in their hand. But most games are what's called a shoe game, and you have 6 or 8 or sometimes even 4 or 5 decks. This is 6 decks here, and the dealer's going to take them out of a shuffle machine, or she might actually shuffle them, but let's just pretend these are all shuffled. Okay, and then she's going to lay them sideways. Okay, and in general there'll be another card in the back here because they don't want you to see that last card for us card counters out there. And then she will pass the cut card to somebody. Remember, you cannot take anything from the dealer, so you can't, they have to place it down. They're not being rude, that's just what they have to do. It's one of their rules. They can't hand anything to you directly. They have to place it down and then you pick it up. Anyway, they'll cut you, someone will cut the deck. Okay, and the dealer will then take over from there and take the cards that you cut. Okay, and place them in the back. Take out their stop card. And then the dealer is going to take the stop card and place it somewhere towards the back of the deck. That tells the dealer when to stop dealing and to shuffle again. When you get to that point, that's what's called the end of the shoe. So the shoe is both this physical thing here and the end of all the rounds of blackjack. Okay, so the cards go in there, and then the dealer's going to deal. Okay? Well, actually, first you have to get your money, right? So you're going to put down cash. Let's say you put down $200, and the dealer might ask you, how do you want that? In this case, let's just say you take some green and some red, right? Okay, and there's $200, right? 100 in red. These are $5 chips. Red are $5 chips, and the green are $25 chips. So that would be $200, right? So just for our purposes here, let's spread this money out a little bit. Right? Alright, these are the players here, okay? And let's make some bets, right? So, doesn't matter. Bet 20 and 30. Just put the smaller denomination on the top. And just bet 10. I don't know what the table limits are going to be, but just do something like that. Okay? And, alright. He's got their money there. Alright, so the bet goes into the circle or the square, and then the dealer will begin dealing. First to the players, one card each, and then to himself. Another card for the players, okay, and then the dealer's card goes up, okay? So, some pretty good hands to start with. 18, 17, and 19, right? And the dealer has a 9 up. You can't see the other card, that's called the dealer's hole card, okay? So, dealing will start with this player here, who has 18. If that player wants to stand, which in most cases they would wave their hand like this. That indicates stand. Over here, we have 17. Most people would stand on that. But just for the sake of seeing what happens, hit means you tap like this, that's a hit. When you tap the table like that, that's a hit. So if this player tapped, hit, the dealer would give him or her a card, okay? In this case, 4 for 21. Unbelievable, all right? 19 over here, player stands, okay? Perfect. Then the dealer will flip over his card, 19, okay? And then collect the money or pay as the case may be. So in this case, 19 and 19, that's a push. They'll go like this to indicate a push. 21, the dealer will pay over here. And 19 beats 18, take that money. Then they will scoop up all the cards, place them in the discard tray. Can't see that, this is the discard tray, this is where the cards go after the round, okay? Alright, let's just try another round, shall we? See what we get. And if I don't get what I want, I might just do something here to show you. Okay, good, this will be a good opportunity to show you something here. In the case of a 10 up for the dealer, most casinos they will check to see if they have blackjack. No blackjack, game will continue. Usually they will have a electronic thing that they slide it into, or some places still do it the old-fashioned way like you just saw me do. But anyway, all right. 19, dealer stands. Okay, 10. Now, on 10, this player might decide to double down. That's one of the options. Okay, double down means you double your bet. You place an equal amount of chips next to the chips that you have out there, and the dealer will give you just one card. You do not have the opportunity to hit any more after you get the next card. So the next card will come out. Perfect. In this case, 20. Dealer has, or the player has 20. 13. If this player wants to hit, he'll tap the table. Okay, and they would get 15. Okay, now they have 15. They can either stand like this or hit. Let's say they want to hit, they would tap the table for a hit. Okay, 25, too many. Okay, dealer will immediately take the chips and the cards. Okay. And play will continue with the dealer flipping over her hand, or his hand. 20, that's a push. And take these chips here. Okay. All right, now, so that's hitting and standing. There are, and also you saw double down. Okay. Now, there are other options. Let's say, and I'm just going to grab some cards here to create something here for you. All right, so let's say this is what we're looking at. Okay. Alright, so the dealer has an ace up, and this player here has blackjack. First of all, the dealer will say insurance. Now insurance pays 2 to 1. I don't know if you can see that, but pays 2 to 1. And you can bet up to half of your original bet. So in this case, this player has $20 bet. If they wanted insurance, they would place up to $10 on the line there. That means they're betting that the dealer has blackjack. That's all insurance is. Insurance is a bet that the dealer has blackjack, and it pays 2 to 1. If the dealer has blackjack, this player is going to lose this bet and get double here, so essentially it ends up being a push. That's why they call it insurance, but it's really just a bet that the dealer has blackjack. And in general, it's a bad bet, but you'll learn in later modules when it's a good idea to take that. So Right now, let's just understand the bet. So this player takes the insurance. This player now, the dealer won't generally ask this player if they want insurance. They could, and it'd be the same thing as taking what's called even money. So this player could say, I want even money. And then that means that the player would get $20 for their blackjack before the dealer checks and take these cards away, and that's the end of the round. Okay? Let's say this player decides not to take even money. They're going to take their chances with their blackjack, right? And this player is going to take chances with the blackjack. Okay? Now the dealer will say insurance closed and check for blackjack. In this case, the dealer has blackjack. Okay? So then that means this bet here pays 2-1. And that's a loss, that's a push, and that's a loss, right? Okay. So let's just say that's not what happens. Let's just say that the dealer did not have blackjack. Okay? In that case, dealer checks, no blackjack. This is a loss, and play continues. Okay? Goes to this player here who has 16, pair of 8s. So let's say this player wants to split, borrow some money from this guy, and split. Right? Put up an equal amount of money next to their bet, and hold up 2 fingers. That means split as opposed to double down. You're not going to want to double down on 16. Right? So split into 2 hands. Now, these 2 hands are going to be treated separately. Okay? In some casinos, you can split just once to 2 hands. In some casinos, you can split twice to 3 hands, sometimes 4 to 4 hands, and in rare cases even more than that. So that would mean if there was another 8 that got dealt on there, right? That means they could split again. So let's say they get, and I'm going to actually just cheat again here. So they get a 2, right? Okay, now they get a 2 there, they have 10. Okay, so they're going to play this hand out first. They can either hit or they could double down. So this player could actually double down on their 10 and get another card. Okay, 20. All right. Then they'll give them another card over here. And let's say, see if I can find an 8. Let's just say it's an 8. Okay, say they get another 8. And this casino, they let you split again. Great. Split again. Hold up the 2 fingers, they'll split this out. Okay. And another card. Okay. 12. Okay. Could technically double down, but don't double down 12. Player just hits. It's another card. 21. Beautiful. Okay. And another card over here automatically. Another 12. Hit. 18. Okay. Beautiful. This isn't already a winner. You got $20 bet. It pays 3 to 2. Okay. So that's $30. Okay. Or you might see it paid like this, and then drop the extra money on top. Various different ways they might pay it. Okay? In any case, as soon as they pay it, they will take the cards so that they know they paid it. Okay? And we have 11 over here, so classic double down. Player places that's up there, and double down, the signal for that is hold up 1 finger. That means 1 card, double down. 21. Beautiful. Now, remember this ace is a 1 or 11, so that is 3 or 13. Okay? So the dealer will take another card. Dealer always has to make their hand to 17 or more. And the one exception to that is, depending on the casino, depends on if it's a soft 17 or a hard 17. In some casinos, the dealer has to stand on all 17s, and that is the preferred rule for the player. And in other casinos, the dealer hits the soft 17 and stands on hard 17 or above. So that means they would stand on soft 18, but not soft 17. Okay, so that would be, so they got 3. Let's see what the next card is. Okay. So that is now 5 or 15. Okay, 2, 4, 5, or 15. Dealer has to take another card. Okay, and that is 19 or 9. So no matter what the rule is, the dealer would stand there at 19 or 9. That would just be considered 19. Okay, but let's say that it was, let's say another ace comes out, right? So now what is that? 1, 3, 4, 6. 6 or 16, right? Got to take another card. Now the dealer's got 7 or 17. Okay? In some casinos, that's a soft 17, and in some casinos, the dealer would stop right there. In other casinos, they would have to take another card. Now that's hard 17, and they would stop. Okay? But it could get kind of weird when they do that, because you could have a situation where they get that, right? What is that? Well, they were at 7 or 17, and they got another 7, so now that's 14. Okay? The dealer's not going to treat that as any of those aces as an 11 now at this point. So that is 14. So back to hard 14, they got to take another card, right? Let's say they get a 5. 19, right? And you'll see crazy stuff like this. Okay? So that's 19 for the dealer in this case. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cards, 19. I've seen that. I've seen that. I've seen even crazier stuff. Okay, so 19. That double down wins. Okay? Pay that. Beautiful. Okay? We got over here. That was the blackjack. This, 18, loses. Right? And that's 21. That's the win. Okay? Pay that. Right? And 20 over there. That double down there, that's a win. Usually they'll stack it up something like this so they can pay it. Every place is different in how they pay these. I've seen all kinds of crazy stuff, but most of the time, pay it like that. That's how I had to pay it when I was a dealer. Alright, and then they'll take the cards. Okay, so we covered splits, we covered double downs, we covered insurance, we covered the soft 17 rule for the dealer, and the last rule that you will see only occasionally, this is not a real popular rule, but some places will let you surrender. And surrender, and there's technically a late surrender and an early surrender, but the only thing you're going to find possibly is what's called late surrender. Late surrender means that you can surrender your first 2 cards after the dealer checks to see if he or she has blackjack. Early surrender would be if you could surrender your first 2 cards before the dealer checks to see if he has blackjack. But you're never going to see that. What you will see occasionally is late surrender. And late surrender means after the dealer checks, so say if there's a 10 up for the dealer or an ace, after the dealer checks for blackjack, no blackjack, you can then surrender your first 2 cards. So a perfect example would be if you have 16 and the dealer has a 10 up, that would be a good hand to surrender. You could say surrender or draw 2 fingers across the table like this. Be careful not to hit or stand. You're simply saying surrender. Make sure you say surrender while you do it, because in most cases you just say surrender and then the dealer will take half of your bet. They'll take half your bet and your cards and the round is over for you. Doesn't matter what the dealer has anymore. So you lose half instead of the whole bet. Thank you for watching. That was the basics of blackjack. Make your hand as close to 21 without going over. 10 and an ace. It's called a natural or a blackjack. Should pay 3 to 2. If not, you're not playing that game. All casinos have different rules in terms of how often or when you can split or double down. Splitting, remember, is any 2 cards you can split into 2 hands. Pair of aces, pair of 8s, 9s. Any 10s can be split, so a jack and a queen, those are still 10s. Doesn't matter, they don't have to be the exact same. Some casinos allow you to split into 2 hands, some 3, some 4. I don't see any with more than 4 anymore. Used to be you could split as many times as you want. That doesn't happen too much. And then some casinos will allow you to double down after you split, otherwise known as double after split. Most casinos will let you do that on a 6-deck shoe game. You get into single and double deck games, maybe not. And some places might only allow you to double down on 10 or 11. I'm going to go through all of those rule differences in the first module, which is module 1, selecting the best game. But for now, I just wanted you to get a general overview of the different options that you have, namely hit, stand, split, double down, and then possibly surrender. All right. If you have a good understanding of the basic rules of blackjack, you can move right into module 1, selecting the best game. May the count be with you.